I'm Elizabeth Kerr. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about using your body to counteract anxiety. So first I want to talk about how anxiety gets us up in our head. So if people have told you it's all in your head, well, you probably got frustrated and you were like, yes, that's the problem. But in some ways that's true because anxiety thoughts keep us up here. They keep us away from our physical bodies. If you have anxiety thoughts, they kind of spin you out into space. They keep you occupied with other things. So one of the ways to counteract that is to get grounded back into your body. And there are a couple ways of doing that. One of those is to focus on your senses. So think about all of the things that are in terms of your senses that are reassuring to you. That could be a reassuring smell. Maybe it's warm laundry and you keep a dryer sheet in your pocket. It's not all that odd. You could just rub your fingers in there and smell warm laundry. Maybe it's a soft blanket or soft clothing that you kind of reassure yourself to touch. Maybe it's a worry stone, one of those little river rocks that you kind of hold on to. Anything that you can do to get yourself out of this area and back down into your body. Another thing that's really important is to think about breathing. And I know you've probably heard that. Take a deep breath, right? Okay. It's a little bit more important than that. So, or a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to set up just a little bit and let me just show you. So when we breathe from here, up here, do you see my chest move here? So this is shallow breathing up in our chest. And what this does is it actually floods. Do you see that? That actually causes a lot of chemicals to flood into our chest area, and it tells our body that we're in fight or flight mode. So if you can put your hand on your belly and work on, I just call it belly breathing. There are a lot of different words for it. And it feels a little weird at first, but it sometimes helps to put your palm on there. Do you see how my hand moved down there at my belly? So what that does, there are more complicated reasons for it, but it engages what's called our parasympathetic nervous system. And if you can work on engaging that, belly breathing is what I call it, it basically tells our body, I'm going to slide back down, that we're okay. And so if you can learn to start belly breathing when you are catching it early, so if you are already up at an 8 on anxiety level, it's probably a little bit too late. But if you can start catching that early, and the nice thing about belly breathing is you can do that in the middle of a busy meeting. You don't have to be a Zen monk on a mountain to be doing that. Belly breathing can actually physically calm your body down, and it also gives you something to focus on. The last part that I wanted to mention is to start noticing where in your body you carry that tension. So for example, for me, I carry tension in my body in my stomach. So I had to start noticing when my anxiety was knotted up in my stomach. That was already when I was at like a 6 on the anxiety level out of 10. So if you start noticing in your body, again, your body's really important when you are counteracting anxiety. If I noticed that my stomach was knotted, I had to back up. I had to learn to back up. And I started noticing, okay, before my stomach is knotted, my hands get kind of tense, or my shoulders get kind of tense. So notice those earlier warning signs. And so pay attention to your body. Your body is exactly what is telling you earlier on, before we get stuck up here in this little hamster wheel that feeds itself. So start noticing earlier, and then start using your senses. Use your belly breathing. Use anything that grounds you in this moment, in where you are right now. And then work on everything that you can do. This doesn't help us. And then when you can, just breathe into that discomfort. It's not fun. It's not easy. But with a little bit of practice, maybe we can all do a little bit more belly breathing together.